Hello, everybody. It's Friday. Time for us to get going on our weekly Friday concert. I'm going to play Amazing Grace, Happy Birthday, La Cucaracha, and All Through the Night today. So we have a great day of music, and we will play through all of it, and then we will be off on our weekend. So let me link this up here on our website. Website's jollyrogerukulele.com. Has all the sheet music and all that stuff on it, and tons of lessons and ukulele resources and videos and all kinds of cool stuff. All free. Almost all of it's free. Monday nights are not free. Other than that, everything's free. View page. Let's make sure it's working properly. Dun, 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 dun. Click. It's supposed to come back to me, which it does. I'm kind of blurry. And then I'm going to go to type this onto Twitter. / Jolly Roger Ukulele dot com. This is 17. This is our Friday. Kick Your Fanny Friday. Kick Your Fanny Friday. Let's add that on there. That's funny. Kick Your Fanny Friday. This is our Friday concert. It's everything from the week. We play it all at once. Kick Your Fanny Friday. Foundations for Instrumental. All right, there's that. Let me add in my Jolly Roger logo. Clink, open, and tweet. And so now we are on Twitter, which means that all of the globe will be rushing in to join us. And I can close that window. And today, we're going to start with Amazing Grace. What we'll do is we'll just play ukulele version, baritone version. Happy Birthday, ukulele. Then we'll do baritone version, ukulele version. So we'll do them. We'll start with a ukulele version of Amazing Grace, and then each time we'll switch how that goes. All right, ukulele version. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, right? Amazing Grace. We have too much sheet music, you guys. Like you would think if you're in the ALs that it would just be right there, but it's not. It's 2 pages down. Amazing Grace. Here we go. All right. There we go. Very exciting. Who's all here today? What time is it? I'm running late. Lynn is here, New Jersey. Very cold, very windy, not pleasant day in New Jersey. Don't go to New Jersey today. Vic, sunny in Eugene. It's beautiful up in Eugene. Go to Eugene, Oregon. Oregon is a weird place to go to. Donna, hello from Lakewood. It is beautiful outside. She's just to the west of me. Come to Denver if you want. Linda, down in Colorado Springs. She says no. I don't know what that means, Linda. Janice, cold, wet, snow in snow on the west coast of Scotland. Same old, same old. See, that sounds miserable. But here's the thing. Janice is in Scotland. Scotland's awesome. So, you got to put up with a little bit of, otherwise it'd be like, I don't know. Janice would be too lucky if it wasn't having rain once in a while up there. Rain every single day. Valerie in from sunny and cold Chicago. Go here. That's pretty sunny but cold again. Oh, just be happy it's sunny, right? Dave is in sunny again in Michigan. No good. Nobody knows why the sun is out in Michigan. You guys, what's that flaming ball of fire in the sky? I don't know. We never see that in the wintertime. Mary, we got sunshine here in Denver. Good. Jim, way up north. Hello from Portland. Blue skies, sunny, and a crisp 1 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a veritable heat wave up there in upper Alberta. Glad you're here, Jim. I was reading a little bit about your town, Jim. It sounds lovely, except for the fact that it's when the wintertime comes around, it's frankly dangerous to exist up there. So, but yeah, sounds like a cute little town, way up there in the middle of, way up there. Elizabeth Bozeman, 43, mostly cloud. Oh, I was going to say that's a summer day in Bozeman. Linda. Friday it's Friday and nice here. That's all that matters. Awesome. Dennis, minus 13 degrees Celsius and sunny again in Toronto, minus 13. That's pretty cold there, Dennis. Pretty cold. Is Niagara Falls frozen? I don't know. Does it ever freeze? I don't know. Probably is getting pretty close at that temperature. Connie, beautiful in Broomfield today. Broomfield is just north of here. Nancy, hello from Chile, Florida, only 64. One of my friends is Winters down in Florida. He sent me a note and he says, "Yeah, it's been 64 degrees down here in Florida. We're all freezing to death at the pool." Then, oh yeah, I guess it's sweater weather in Florida. Sorry you're having such terrible weather, Nancy. 64 and sunny. What the heck? That's brutal. Rob is 54 and sunny down there in Texas. What's going on? So the southern states are having a rough time of it. What the heck? It's freezing down there. Amazing Grace, ukulele style. Baritone players, you're playing your G chord. Dun, 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 dun. You're playing your C chord. Dun, 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 dun. And you're playing your D7 chord. Bum, 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 bum. And that's it. Okay. Ukulele players, we are going to play it one time through with the melody, and then the second time through with the tough axe. Okay, tough uke. One time through with the melody, and then the second time through we'll go through and play tough axe. From the top, melody first. 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Tough axe. From the grab your G chord. Ready, go. Two, 3, 1, 2. Sorry. Isn't that pretty? It's a pretty little tune. Now, Fridays, we talk about why we're here and what we're doing often in foundations class. So on Fridays, we play everything that we learned through the week. And the purpose of that partly is to give you a deadline to be like, hey, I need to have these songs ready on Friday. But the other purpose of it is hey, this is your deadline. How are you doing? And if you're struggling through something, make yourself a note. Write on your sheet music, hey, you need to practice this section, or you got to work on this or whatever, so that when we move on to new material, you're assimilating and doing the helping get your fingers to cooperate on some of this more complex stuff. And what happens, I think, over time is there will never be a song where you don't have struggles with it. Every song has certain areas where you struggle with, but you get more effective long term, I think, by tuner decided it's had enough. You'll get more effective at identifying those areas where you're struggling. Because sometimes it's like, man, the entire page is a struggle for me. Other times you're like, no, I got most of it, but I this one section is hard. And then by making yourself a note right on your sheet music, just write it down. You can go back there and study just that section. I think the one thing that newer players do, and I did it for years, is play a song top to bottom and then be like, oh, that didn't go well. And then play a song top to bottom and you're like, oh, that didn't go well. And then move on to the next song, right? That's not effective practice. The effective practice, and I apologize, I got some stuff going on here at the building. Effective practice is I played through the song, I found my places that are not going well. I'm going to go work on just those places, and you'll be much more effective long term when you find, hey, here's the places where it's not going well for me, and I'm just going to work on those sections. You don't need to work on the stuff that you can play. All right, next, Amazing Grace for baritone ukulele players. Let me give you your chords. One of these days, I'm going to get all the chords written down onto the sheets of music. But until then, you have to just remember, okay? D chord, index, middle, ring. Amazing grace, how. And then your G chord. Your G chord is this one. Sweet the sound that, back to D chord, saved a wretch like me, blah, 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 blah. And then your A7 is right here. It's just index finger here. Also, while you're learning, make sure if you are working on you're like, well, I don't have a baritone. I'm not going to worry about that. You do need to know the chords on this page, and so there's absolutely a reason to study the baritone music, even if you have a ukulele in your hand, because you want to know what the D chord looks like, you want to know what a G chord looks like, and you want to know what an A7 chord looks like. And so by taking time to just look at sheet music where you're really only going to be playing the chords, you're going to move that much faster. When you end up going to a ukulele strum along, most larger towns have a ukulele group that gets together from time. They all sing and strum and have a great time. If you walk in with a really solid chord knowledge to something like that, you'll be further ahead, and it'll just make it a little bit easier for you to do. All right, let's give it a try. Ukulele players, you're giving me 3 strums with a D, G, and A7. Baritone players, we're going to play the melody, and then we're going to play the chords, or play the tough uke. Okay, melody first, then tough uke. 1, 2. Two, 3, 1, 2. Go back, get ready to do the tough uke. 1, 2. How about that? Okay, very lovely. Lovely tune. Let's move on. Next up, we'll be playing Happy Birthday. We're going to play Happy Birthday on baritone first. So grab your Happy Birthdays baritone, and let's get that knocked out first. Where is it? You would think for a guy who says you should memorize Happy Birthday all the time that I would really, really memorize, but I don't. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Here we go. And then the baritone version is a little bit different than the ukulele version. Not too much. All right, let's give it a try. Baritones, ukulele players, you are playing again a D chord. Okay, da-da-da. Happy birthday to you, and then you're gonna play the A7. Happy birthday to you, to you. Okay, so D and A7, D A7, D A7, and then when that G chord shows up, it only shows up once, blank, right there. And then on the baritone music, you'll see a different shape for A7s. When you're the accompaniment player, you just play whatever's the easiest one. So A7 is right here. You're going to play A7 all the way through. Your D chord will never change, and your G chord will never change. So those are your ukulele chords. Baritone players, we're going to play. Let's play, if you're feeling comfy with it, play tough uke twice. That's what I will do. If you're not feeling so comfy with it, play the melody the first time and then the tough uke the second time. And if you're not feeling comfortable with it all, play the melody and then play the melody again. Okay, you know the melody. 2-beat count in. 1, 2. Okay, let's switch to ukulele page. Hopefully that's going well for you. And again, wherever you're at, just make note of where you're at on your sheet music. So when you're working away from the computer and you're just working on your stuff, you know where your challenges were, and then you just work on those areas that are challenging. Okay. All right. Happy birthday, ukulele style. Baritone players, you're going to be using your G chord. This is in the key of G. So there's your G chord, your D7, just as in the previous song, right here. Okay. And then your C chord, of course, looks like that. Okay. So baritone players, C chord, D7, and G. Okay. Here we go. From the top, ukulele players either play the melody or the tough uke, whichever one makes you happy, and we'll play it 2 times through. 1, 2. Do it again. Go. Nice. Very good. All right, let's keep going. Okay, oh, you guys hanging in there. Next up, La Cucaracha. Let's do the ukulele version of that first. Ukulele version of La Cucaracha. J-K-L. La Cucaracha. Okay. Now remember, one of the things we talked about on this piece was that we want it to sound more cockroach-like and less beautiful ukulele rock ballad type. So we could play it as... But that's not really what... That doesn't sound like a cockroach, right? That sounds like a beautiful ukulele. A cockroach, try working with your claw. Okay, so that's what we're after there. Boom. Okay, and then just when you pull up, and then push your hand right back down. Let's give it a try. For ukulele, 1 time through. If you're just playing melody, which is fine. Okay, you still want to try to get your staccato playing in because you'll eventually be able to play the tough uke. That's not a problem. I'm not worried about you eventually being able to do that. But in the meantime, we want to at least apply the tool that the song is meant to teach you, which is staccato. Right? So be thinking in those terms. Okay? I'm going to play tough uke. Remember, we play down through measure 8, come back to 1, play all the way down to measure 17, come back to measure 9, and then play through to the end, skipping measure 17. Let's give it a try. Not very fast. Okay. When you hear a mariachi band playing this, they're going to play it pretty fast. But when you are a ukulele learning to master your instrument, we slow it down from the top. 4 beat counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the top. 10. Back to 9. So different than anything else you will play on ukulele. Usually we're trying to get it smooth and beautiful, but this type of song and this type of technique will come in very handy once in a while. And this whole song, you use it throughout the entire piece of music, and it's kind of fun. I enjoy playing it. All right, let's go into the baritone version of this and download baritone. Scroll up. JK. Whoops, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. La Cucaracha. Okay, let's give it a try. By the way, on this piece of music, the repeats that are listed up at the top are I didn't update them correctly, and so you'll need to ignore that list. Okay, baritone, or I'm sorry, ukulele players, you got your D chords. Okay, that's what your D chord looks like. Okay, and you have your A chord, which looks like that. Okay, and that's your 2 chords: D, A, D, A, D, A. All right, here we go. Let's give it a try. The cockroach genre. Yes, we will be learning Celtic music. We will be learning jazz. We will be learning music of love. We will be learning arpeggios. We will also be covering the cockroach genre. It does come up. It doesn't come up as a genre, but it comes up for sure as a technique. Okay, let's give it a try. Baritones, let's play. Where is middle C on a baritone? Where is middle C? It's a great question. So theoretically, what's on the paper versus what's in reality are not theoretically. They are different. And here's where things get messy. The middle C really on a baritone is right here. That's really, really, really middle C. However, like guitar, we put baritone music on the treble clef when it's really on the octave clef. And so you'll see in the baritone music at La Cucaracha, if you look over at the treble clef at the top of the page, there's a little 8 underneath it. And that means we're going to show it as if it's on the treble clef, but your instrument is really going to sound out an octave below that. And this is true for guitar as well, is we put the music onto the treble clef, knowing darn good and well the music's coming out a full octave below that. The reason we do that is for readability. It's just easier to read it on the paper here. And the only difference I have to make is instead of putting a regular treble clef, I put an 8 underneath that, the clef with the 8 underneath it. And then the music all looks like it's on the treble clef, but it's going to come out of the computer in the sound file an octave below that. So it's something that will melt your brain if you think about it very difficult. But on this instrument, we say that this is D, and on the paper it looks like it's D above middle C, but it's not. This is the D above the C below middle C. And so but on the paper it definitely looks like you're playing 1 octave when the sound that's coming out of your instrument is a lower octave. Don't spend a lot of time thinking that through. This is actually middle C right here. This is actually middle C, but it will not be notated that way. On your notations, this note here comes out as a middle C is notated down here. It's not even on this instrument. Okay, so yeah, it is a little. It makes your brain melt. And believe me, when I have to arrange stuff, it matters. But when you're playing it, it really doesn't matter. Just play what's on the paper, right? All right, La Cucaracha. I hope that answered your question, Len. Middle C is officially there, but it's notated down here off of the instrument. From the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top. I'm on the wrong fret. Oops. Sorry. From measure 9. Ready, play. Back to 9. Okay. On your paper it says. Okay. That's what you're supposed to play. Okay, but don't play it that way. Give it that. Keep the staccato all the way through. So, yeah. So Lynn's saying, "Oh, that's interesting." The fascinating thing about music is many of the things that they do don't make any sense on the surface, but then when you look at why they're doing it, then it is. And that's why music for baritone and for guitar is written on what appears to be a different clef. You're like, well, where's middle C? That doesn't seem right. And but it is. All right. We're wrapping it up today, guys. It was fast, wasn't it? All through the night. So let's make sure we are feeling good about that one. Let's do the baritone version of All Through the Night first. And again, guys, let's run through your ukulele chords on the baritone version. So you're looking at the baritone sheet music for All Through the Night. And we'll play this one through twice. But for ukulele, that's your D chord. Remember, we've been doing it all day today. Okay, your E chord is way up here. Bar on 4, pinky on 7. With this one, just accept that this is not a weird thing to do. It is not a weird thing to do. This is going to become part of what you do every single day. This shape is going to be in different places around on the fretboard, but this shape is very normal, and so you want to just be like, well, my bar is kind of a bummer, right? But it's going to keep being fine. We'll wrap up today with your just making sure you're doing your better bar worksheet. Okay, there's that. And then your other chords on here are an A, which is right here, and a G right here. And that's your 4 chords. Okay, D, E, A, and G. And as we talked yesterday, for those of you who have some guitar in your background, all of these are really bar chords. There's D, here's E, here's A, and here's G. Okay, so they're really bar chords that are under here. They're just sneaking around, masquerading as something, as a different kind of shape. Baritone players, remember your job. You're working on trying to pluck here if you can through the tough uke. If that's feeling uncomfortable, just use your thumb and play the melody. Okay, and you'll notice when you approach a song like this, it's a lullaby. You're trying to get it soft and beautiful. So you probably wouldn't use your cockroach skills on this one. Right, probably not. That doesn't feel very lullaby-ish. Okay, leave your cockroach skills at home. This is not of the cockroach genre. All right, from the top. 4-beat count in. Any way that you think you can play it, let's play it through 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed up. I'm sorry. I was like, where am I? Measure 9. I've only played this song 10,000 times. Measure 9, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the top. Okay, nice, very beautiful. Ukulele player, let's switch over to your version of this. Baritone players, your chords, G, A, D, and C. Okay, G chord. I'm sorry, on baritone is G. Okay, and then you have an A chord, which looks like their D chord. You have a D chord, which looks like their G chord. And you have a C chord, which looks like their F chord. Those are your chords. Okay, so you guys get ready to play. Chords, ukulele players, we want you guys to play exactly the same exact thing that we just played for baritone, except on your instrument. Play the tough uke if you can. Play the melody if otherwise, and let's see how smooth and beautiful. And let's try to put the baby to sleep here. 2 times through from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. more time around to the top. Or in cockroach style. There we go. Oh, we got to do the Baker Better bars. Okay. All right. Let's make some racket. So we've got everything done. Beautiful week of music this week. Hopefully you like all those songs. Don't worry about if things are going, if you're crashing in certain areas, right? If you know what you're supposed to do, but your hands are still taking a little bit of time to get their job done, that's normal. You're not weird, right? But the key is find those places where you're struggling, mark those, and then practice those areas. Don't just play the song top to bottom twice and then move on to the next song. That's a very inefficient practice. Go through and be like, okay, I can do this part. I'm not going to spend any time on it, but this part's really, really eating me alive. I'll go spend a little bit of time working on that one area. It'll save you hours. It'll save your the amount of time you waste playing stuff you don't need to play versus the amount of time you should be spending on the stuff you can't play. It should be about 80-20, right? Most of the time you're working on stuff you can't play yet, specific sections and specific songs, that sort of thing. Make a better bar worksheet. We're going to do it down and we're going to do it back. Baritone players, you're going to have cacophony at your house because I'm going to be in one key and you're going to be in a different key. Okay, so we're only going to do it once. Thumb, index, middle, ring, going down. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. And then coming back, we'll do ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb. And in the ukulele house, it'll be fine, 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 fine. And a baritone will be like, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't sound right, because you're in a different key. We're only going to do it one time, though. Next week, you'll remind me, and we'll do it on the baritone. From the top, same process. 1, 2, ready, play. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, fret 5, thumb, index, middle, ring, 7. Going on to 10. Get ready to turn around. Ring, middle, index, thumb, 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 ring, middle. Twang. That's it. Let's talk about it next week. You guys are progressing at a rapid pace here. Hopefully you're feeling it like you're like, oh gosh, things are getting a little intense. Either that or you're like, yeah, I totally got this. There's no problem. I don't know why it takes him so long to teach stuff. Next week, we come in on Monday. We will be doing Home on the Range. On Tuesday, we'll get your next arpeggio. Your last one was either C if you're on ukulele or G if you're on baritone. This coming week, we'll have G, The G arpeggio for ukulele is quite a bit more challenging, or a D arpeggio for baritone. Okay, then that wraps up our study of the key of G, which is in the key of G you have lots of G's, lots of D's, and lots of A's. We're going to move starting on Wednesday into the key of F. And for baritone, that means you're doing a whole lot of this shape, right? And for ukulele, it means doing a little bit of this shape. And this shape can be kind of demoralizing, and we'll talk about how to survive that. Simple Gifts on Wednesday and Carnival of Venice on Thursday. So guys, the following week, Daisy Bell, Key of F arpeggio, Aloha Oi, and Scarborough Fair, and then you have completed the entire cycle. So if you've missed any lessons or you've fallen behind or whatever, go back through, double check the videos. If you have fallen behind, it is not weird. It is a very normal thing to have that happen when you're brand new to music and brand new to this instrument. What I teach is pretty high level skills, and not pretty high. It is the high level skills, and comes at you pretty fast in this class. So as we get into next week and then the week after, we'll talk about your future, like whether you should repeat the foundations or whether you're like, yep, I'm basically getting this. Hands can't quite do it yet, but I understand what I'm supposed to do. And then you're thinking, you know what, I don't need to go sit through the foundations class anymore. I'm going to go ahead and start sitting in on the Tough Uke class, and then the people sitting in on Tough Uke class are, of course, at all levels of development as well. And so some of them are playing melody, some of them are working on their chords, some of them are playing Tough Uke. Gosh, I got to get that right. Tough Uke with me, and so. The push here is to get as many instrumentalists built and as many people who understand, hey, piece of paper, lots of different choices, lots of opportunity to make mistakes. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are something that we do as musicians to help us move forward. So hopefully you're enjoying the process of becoming a great ukulele player and being patient with yourself and knowing that you don't have to be perfect tomorrow. We'll get you there. That's it. That's all I know about ukulele today. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll see some of you next hour. We're going to play through that whole darn list one last time. Probably miss a couple of them. And then we will have a wonderful weekend. You're working on a random act of kindness for somebody, right? Just something silly. You're working on being safe, and before we were saying don't listen to what they're telling you, just stay inside. Now I'm saying listen to what they're telling you and stay inside. Practice a little bit, guys. You want to kind of get a routine going around that. Probably this time of day, every single day is pretty good, plus a little bit afterwards would help. And keep showing up to this class, right? There's lots of ukulele on the internet. Some of it's okay, most of it is not. So be mindful when you're studying with somebody. Are they telling you the truth? Or are they telling you from this place where they really know what they're doing? There's a lot of there's just a lot of ukulele on the internet, and you need to be mindful of what your goals are with it. If you're logged in, if you would hit the thumbs button, that would be awesome. And again, if you haven't become a member over at Jolly Roger Ukulele, go click over there and click on subscribe and just read about what we're doing. I think all ukulele players should be thinking about a subscription there. We got some exciting music coming this fall or this spring, and I want you all to be involved in it if you want to be. Let's see. Lynn says, or you aren't ready for prime time. I played in prime time last Monday. You heard me. I'm not ready for prime time either. Being ready for prime time is right? You're the best you can be. That's what you want to be. Janice, good week, Gary, enjoyed, and that's enjoying it, right? If I'm aggravating you, then that's not good. But if you're like, yeah, I kind of see what I'm supposed to do, that's what we want. Awesome to have you, Janice. Go to bed. It's late there. Ray, have a great weekend. See you, buddy. Mary, another great week. Good. I'm delighted. Have a good one, Mary. I'll see you soon. Lynn, nice to come back here when I get a little frustrated. Yeah, right. You're gonna get frustrated, but be realistic too. We're asking you to do some pretty crazy stuff, and your hands and your body are gonna take a while to incorporate that. They'll do it. It will. Jim said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Thanks, Gary. Much appreciated. I don't know what the whoa is about, but I'm delighted. He's probably like, "Whoa, that guy's stalking me by looking up my town." Yeah, guys should look it up. It's really cool. Vic, thanks. Vic is always quite generous, remembering to thank everybody. Thank you all for being here. Lynn Estudio. All right, fine, Lynn. I got you. Dennis, go get in the sauna. It's too freezing up there. Burr. Okay, talk to you guys later. Have a great afternoon.